Simon.
Hello.
This week I have nothing.
You got nothing?
It's our final film podcast.
Mm.
No weird intros from me.
There's nothing funny about this episode.
No, I just want to... It's the end of... Not an era, because we're still going to continue with the podcast and the radio show, but it's the end of this format, so... I don't know. Feeling quite sentimental today.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, with that, welcome to the final episode of this season of the Simon and Alex Show podcast.
You're listening to the Simon and Alex Show.
Hello and welcome to the pub review podcast. It's where we review all the pubs in Yorkshire. Now, Derek, what do you think of the Cross Keys?
Yo, love, I think it's a brilliant pub. I got myself a pint of John Smith's and, brilliant service all round.
Mm-hmm.
Waitress had it smashing.
I suppose you could say that, but then some people would have a go at you for not being so PC in this day and
I
age.
tell you what, political correctness has gone mad nowadays.
Absolutely mental.
Always play my favourite podcast,
What's your favourite podcast?
Simon and Alex Show. This week, we're going to be doing a little bit differently, watching two films.
We have watched a film already.
We've already watched a film for the first half of this podcast.
Mm-hmm. And this is because it's a very special week. We are leading up to Halloween. That's right. The second scariest holiday after Easter. What was that?
My mic resonated.
Yes.
I hit the natural frequency of the mic there. Something was shaking.
So, Alex,
Simon.
you ever do much for Halloween?
Sometimes put on a slutty cat costume.
Why's it got to be a slutty one, Alex?
I don't know, but...
Maybe the cat decides to dress exactly the way it wants to, and you shouldn't judge it for that.
Yeah, your sister does dress the way she wants to,
Yes.
but sometimes...
Sometimes what?
I was telling Ben and Jake this the other day. We never trick-or-treated as kids.
Really?
Really.
Well, Alex, can I tell you something?
Go on.
I almost never trick-or-treated as a kid.
Oh.
Because I spent my childhood between two homes. I was with my mum at weekends, my dad during the weekdays.
Okay.
And, hi Dad, I know you're listening to this. My dad was not a fan of the whole trick-or-treating idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I never went trick-or-treating whenever Halloween landed on a weekday.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I am gonna bring this up.
Also, if your dad is listening, I apologise for that comment about your sister there.
I do recall one Halloween where I had a swimming lesson, and I was the only kid there.
Are you talking to your dad now?
Oh yeah.
Or is this diverted from a Halloween podcast and it's diverted to you addressing family issues with your dad?
Nah. To be fair, it was a fun lesson. Because if you're a swimming teacher and there's one kid there, you're gonna make sure he doesn't get bored.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we were never allowed to trick or treat because we were quite a Christian household, and it was seen as like begging and asking for stuff off of people.
Fair
so
enough.
we were told we weren't allowed to. We'd have like apple dunking and stuff like that we do in the house, and we'd get dressed up. If other people were having a party, we'd go to Halloween parties. But
Oh yeah.
we were never allowed to trick or treat.
Yeah. Why? I mean, I can perfectly understand why, for this year at least, people wouldn't go trick-or-treating. But I don't understand why the stigma against it. It's all in good fun.
Yeah, at Halloween, not everyone celebrates Halloween, actually.
No.
But everyone knows it's a thing. Even people who don't celebrate it.
Yeah. Everyone
Like-
knows full well, if you don't care about it, turn off your lights, don't have any
Yeah.
pumpkin or anything outside.
And people who don't celebrate Halloween, quite a lot of them typically tend to get sweets in to give to trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We still had plenty of sweets to give out to the trick.
What now? Do we?
Do we?
Yeah.
I've got some strawberry laces upstairs.
Do you? Can I have them, please? I'll pay you.
How much?
How much were they?
Well, it was 3 for £1, and 2 of them are gone.
Okay, I'll give you £1 for the last one.
Yeah, sure.
Where are they?
I'll fetch them for you.
Oh, thank you.
Are we really doing this?
I knocked on Jake's door before to ask him if he had any food, and he didn't.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah, I'll PayPal you now. Grazie mille. £1. Oh, they're fizzy.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've already sent it.
Well,
I don't
you
like
know what
fizzy
they was.
ones. But...
We're getting in the Halloween spirit by ruining our teeth. Well, you are.
I have braces. My teeth are ruined anyway.
Yeah.
Me and Simon watched something quite linked to Halloween.
Yeah.
Scary. Today.
Scary?
Yeah.
Scary how?
We watched the new Anna Kendrick series. We watched the first episode of that.
What's it called?
I think it's called like Love Story or something.
Right. Are you sure you're not, thinking of what it is rather than what it's
called?
called?
No, I genuinely think it's called Love Story.
Okay.
Let me find out. Love Life. It's called Love Life.
Okay. We're going to be able to crown the most film/TV discussion in this episode.
Yeah. The scary thing about Love Life is it's scary how attractive Anna Kendrick is.
Yes.
That's it.
That's all we have to say on that.
That's the most film review anyone's ever got out of me in this series of the Simon and Alex show. So
I was surprised how well written the first episode was.
Yeah.
I thought it all sounded pretty natural.
I mean, I'm going to stick with it all 10 episodes regardless of whether it's well
Oh, yeah, no, and quite frankly, I might join you for that.
Okay.
Because I enjoyed that first episode. About a guy with dark hair, wears his beanie, meets Anna Kendrick.
Who's a very attractive girl who works in an ancient Roman museum. She's a tour guide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it had a little bit of everything for both of us.
I think we both walked away from that feeling...
Hunched over.
Yeah.
Straight to our bedrooms.
But no, check it out. It seems good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it gets bad, but first episode's nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to say that it should... It's BBC, so it should be a continuous level of writing. They don't tend to put out rubbish.
There are some rubbish episodes of Doctor Who.
I can now address a statement that I made in last week's podcast, where I said that Borat's subsequent movie film was very, very good. Even though I hadn't seen it, I can confirm it is very, very good. I watched it twice on the day that it came out, and I have plans to watch it again this week.
Alex, I can do you one further on that.
Go on.
I watched it twice on the day it came out, back to back.
Okay. Sorry. Very, very good film.
I thought it was excellent.
It had a similar feel as some of the Who is America stuff that he did.
Yeah.
What's that guy? Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
I think it's Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, Rudolph. Yeah.
Yeah. All that stuff. I've watched so many interviews where Rudy's tried to defend himself, and then so many where Sacha Baron Cohen's been like, yeah, we all knew what was happening. It's quite clear by watching it what was going on.
I feel
no spoilers though. No spoilers.
No spoilers, but it's national
because this is a film where I don't want to spoil it because I want people to watch it.
Yeah, okay. Watch Borat 2. I don't know. Borat 1 good?
Borat 1's very good.
Yeah, watch that too. I don't think you need to watch Borat to enjoy Borat 2 because I haven't. I will get around to it.
Were those words?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? I don't think you need to watch Borat 2.
I don't think you need to watch Borat.
No, you just said I don't think you need to watch Borat 2 or watch Borat 2.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
Two different twos.
Yeah, but which order?
You do not need to additionally watch the original Borat in order to understand and appreciate the sequel to the original Borat, which has just recently come out on Amazon Prime.
There we go.
There. Happy
Was that so hard, Simon? Why didn't you just say that in the first place?
Well, that's the question. I feel in some places in Borat 2, they should have pushed it further.
How?
I feel that they backed out too early in some of the stings they were doing.
Are you on about the big one at the end?
I am referring to that. I feel if they'd gone further, it would have been significant enough for him to lose his job.
Yeah, but Sacha Baron Cohen was like a producer, and he had a duty to protect the actress that was in that scene. So he had to... I watched an interview this morning where he was saying he was hid inside of a locked wardrobe.
Right.
And he had a phone, but it was on 3% battery. So the producers were going to message him and say, come out of the wardrobe now, but the phone was on 3%. So he had to make a decision. There was a bodyguard outside the door who had swept the room to make sure no one was in and wasn't letting other people in.
Okay.
So he, I feel like with all that considered,
Yeah.
it was all right.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it was just.
She's 3 years older than us.
She's 24. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not 2021 yet. Whatever year it is, that's usually my age. If you subtract 2000 for 2/3 of the year. Yeah.
I do that, but for the first 9 months of the year I'm in, it's my age, and then after I've had my birthday, it kind of ruins it a bit. But
no, mine's birthday, and then whatever the year is, take away 2000, and that's my age. Because it's so much easier to remember what year it is than how old I am.
Being born in 1985, and then you have to figure out your age.
It's crazy, man.
Exactly.
How do you do that math?
How
do you do that math?
There is no. Right? There's no way.
Like what's 2020 minus 19,805?
Exactly.
855. 19,885. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get there.
They must have just used their smartphones at the time.
I imagine they keep like a tally on their arm for how old they are. Crazy. What a world we live in.
And what I'm saying is you simply can't beat the Pink Lady in terms of the taste, the texture, the colour as well is fantastic.
So, I agree, but I also think that a nice Granny Smith is appropriate.
Granny Smith.
If you refrigerate the apple.
Refrigerate your apples? You don't have them fresh.
Cold crunch.
You don't have your servants bring them to you fresh when they are picked from the orchard.
I don't have that quality of life, but if you go to Waitrose or even I guess Marks and Spencer's would do.
Marks and Spencer's. What do you take me for?
Buy your Granny Smith apples and you refrigerate them. When you bite into it, you get that fresh crunch that just cannot be beaten by a simple Pink Lady apple.
Well, with the Pink Lady, it just cannot be beat. The texture is perfect. It's not too soft. You don't want a soft apple, not by any stretch, but not too hard. It reached the point of perfection. It reminds me of a... Have you ever listened to a podcast called The Simon and Alex Show? So, the first film we watched this week.
Yes.
Yes. We watched a Spanish movie called The Orphanage, or as it's called in Spanish.
El Orphanage. I don't know.
I thought
What's
you did
Spanish
foreign language. Just a reminder, this was recommended by my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a movie about, an orphan child called Simon. I think we need to have some words, Dad. You just call me.
Like that's the second time that you just directly address your dad in this podcast. Yeah.
No, it's fine. Everything's going fine.
Okay, so what did you think about this little orphan boy called Simon?
Well, the boy himself, or the movie he appears in?
Well, the movie he appears in.
Yeah. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a subtitled film, which, obviously, because it's a Spanish film.
Yeah. Second Spanish movie we've watched on the show.
I don't like watching subtitled films.
That makes sense.
Because I feel like I like to watch the pictures.
Yeah, I get that, because if you're focusing on the words all the time, then you're not actually looking at the film, you're reading.
I expected it to be a lot scarier than it was based on the trailer.
Yes.
Whereas watching the film, it was a lot more bearable.
Yeah, I never watched this trailer that you...
The trailer for it makes it look terrifying.
Yeah, because...
Any horror film that has little kids in it, especially if they've got a mask on them, just looks terrifying in any sense.
You were so reluctant to start watching the film.
Yeah. And if you watch the trailer if you get a chance. It makes it look scarier than it is. But the actual film itself was not as bad as I thought it'd be.
Yeah. We will be discussing spoilers. So I do recommend
actually. So if you haven't seen the 2007 Spanish film The Orphanage, then
I don't blame you, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't even know where your dad heard of it.
No, but funnily enough, my mum's also seen it.
Oh.
And because she speaks Spanish.
Does she?
Yeah. She's good at languages. Oh. She didn't need the subtitles, so she probably enjoyed it more than I did.
Yeah. That was a good film.
Yeah.
Not that keen on the ending.
I thought I wasn't going to like the ending, and then I did. When, spoilers, it turns out she's dead. She just died at the end.
I like that she died.
Yes.
As opposed to her child magically came back to life.
Yeah, because if it was going to go down that route, I would have been so angry at the film.
We would have had the TV would not be. I would have thrown something at it.
Yeah. You didn't like the fact that the dad at the end looks at the camera as if she's back to life. That's the bit you had a problem with.
I don't like any fourth wall break in a serious film.
Yeah.
I'm not that keen on. I didn't like it in Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
When he gets up. No, was it Catch Me If You Can? Or was it the 500 Days of Summer? One of them, he's in a courtroom at the end and he gets up and he walks towards the camera and he's talking.
You're thinking of Goodfellas.
That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, didn't like it in Goodfellas.
Oh, I love it in Goodfellas.
Just fourth wall breaks at the end of a film. I can get over it if it's at the start of the film. They're breaking the fourth wall to like do a bit of narration.
Yeah.
Then they get into the film. But at the end of a film that has had no previous fourth wall breaks, I just don't like it.
That's fair enough. I mean, I don't entirely understand that. I think it still works
well,
especially
lazy.
in Goodfellas.
I think it's lazy.
I don't think it's lazy.
I think it'd be
a very powerful storytelling tool if used right. And I feel it was in Goodfellas.
But not in...
This is barely a fourth wall break.
Okay.
He just looks in the direction of the camera.
I just think that's a lazy way to end a film.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like they don't have any ideas on how to actually end it. So they say, we'll have the main character just look at the audience and then fade to black.
It's sort of a cliffhanger ending because it's like, oh, has he seen her? Is she alive? She's not.
No, she died.
She's absolutely dead. Yeah. No chance.
Yeah.
And if they try to spin it in such a way that she has come back to life, then it's a bad film.
Yeah.
I liked that this was a sort of ghost movie without actually any ghosts.
Go on.
Because there aren't any ghosts in this film, are there?
I guess there kind of is. She goes down to the basement and she plays with Simon, but he's actually dead.
But I think that is just her going crazy at that point.
But all the little kids, they're all ghosts, aren't they? Because she does see little kids when she's playing the knock knock turn around game.
Yeah, but this is long after her son has gone missing that she starts seeing these kids.
Yeah.
I feel it's more that she's just.
But no, she sees the little boy in the cave. The day that her son goes missing, she runs down to the beach and she sees.
Yeah.
The little boy with the bag on his head.
She sees
in the cavern.
But her husband doesn't.
Yeah, that's how ghosts work, Simon.
Yeah, or it's that she's losing her mind.
Okay, but it was the day that her son went missing.
Yeah, so that's obviously a very traumatic time.
She saw the little kid at the party when she was in the bathroom.
I think that was actually her son. I don't think that was her seeing stuff. I think her son found that mask and put it on because he was angry about finding out he was adopted.
Okay.
That's why he pushed her back. But everything else can be explained by her being crazy or her son being trapped in a cupboard under the stairs.
There was never a part of the film where I thought, this could happen to me. There was never that. Like, it's kind of the same with, have you seen The Woman in Black?
I've not, no.
Oh, well, that's just, it's set in a ridiculously big house, which is scary. It's a really scary setting for a film, like an old, creepy house.
Yes.
But it would never happen to me.
I could never afford a place like that.
Exactly. I'm an archaeologist. I'm going to be on an archaeologist's salary for the rest of my life. I could probably barely afford to keep up rent payments. So, if it's not realistic, that's why I'm looking forward to Halloween.
Right.
That's why I'm looking forward to watching Halloween, which is a lot more...
realistic. Are you going to say realistic?
There's nothing not realistic about... From what I've gathered, it's just about a guy who goes around killing people. That's realistic. People go around killing people, Simon.
Okay.
Just this guy happens to be called Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Like Shrek.
I'm not sure he's called Mike Myers. I think it's Michael Myers.
No, Mike Myers.
No, I think these are different. These are different people.
Simon.
Yeah.
Somebody once told me.
Did you see that Smash Mouth? They performed a concert at an anti-mask rally?
Did they?
Yeah.
Why? I guess famous people are allowed to be idiots.
Oh yeah. I think they feel they can get away with it more.
Yeah. In a way they can.
Yeah.
Like, famous people get away with everything.
Yeah. That's unfortunately the world.
Yeah. It is what it is. Sometimes it be like that.
It really do be like that.
It really do be like that.
But it doesn't have to be. Make a difference.
Change your life. Donate a kidney.
To who?
I don't know. There's someone out there that needs a kidney.
Yeah. I mean, I've got 3 upstairs. I've been meaning to...
Is that where mine went?
One of it's
I've
yours.
been looking for that for weeks now.
I'm so unwilling to give him up.
I haven't touched alcohol all lockdown because I've been looking for that gosh darn kidney.
Yeah.
And it's been in your room.
Well, I thought I could get more for the set. The Simon Alex Show does not officially condone organ harvesting or selling organs on the black market.
Unofficially, though.
Unofficially?
Yeah, drop us an email. simonandalexshow@gmail.com.
We can offer you a good price for any organs or pianos that you have on sale. They should have sent him on at that point. The manager was ridiculous.
I just think that the game of ping pong is a sacred ritual.
Especially since there's no playing field in ping pong. She should be on the court with the rest of the players.
Exactly. They didn't even put her on the ping pong table. They put her on the playing field. It's not cricket. It's not tennis. It's ping pong. I guess in a way it maybe is tennis, but it's not football.
It's more like a miniaturized form of tennis.
So to put her on the playing field was a ridiculous play from the manager. She should have been at the ping pong table.
A sort of tableized tennis.
Whoa.
Is that why they call it table tennis?
You know what, Dale? It just might be. To transition us.
Okay.
Should I do my impression of a baby calling for its mom? That's quite spooky, scary.
I think it's less scary than you think it is. I think it's more just of an...
I think if you
annoyance.
woke up in the middle of the night and you heard it, you'd be a bit...
pissed off that you're making noises again.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. That's why I usually turn over on the bed to face the other way.
Well, you don't have to sleep with me.
Yeah. Well, it gets scary around this time of the year, and I can't...
There
I'm
are
going to bunk up with someone.
warmth benefits, but...
Yeah. And Jake's got the 4 people he brought back home with him. So there's no room there. If it was 3, I could maybe squeeze in on the foot of the bed, but someone's already taken my spot.
I mean, I guess you could maybe have my bed. I'd bunk in with Ben, but I run a big risk of sporting an erection.
Yeah.
And I can sleep with a light on, but I can't sleep with a heart on. So that would be difficult. Anyway, my impression of a baby.
Okay. And this is the kind of quality content that you will be receiving every week on the Simon Alex Show on Purple Radio.
Or alternatively, you could listen Wednesday at 3 p.m. to our podcast that gets released every week. So we're kind of just doubling down on the... Well, I guess we'll half the quality and double down on the content.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Less quality, more quantity. So let's watch Halloween.
And welcome back to Animal Discussions with Richard
And John.
Today we are resuming our talk on the African elephant.
The African elephant is a formidable opponent in battle. I myself have tried to fight 3 of these magnificent beasts, and I have been bested every time.
Now, what we're trying to achieve here is to quantify their life force into a number, or HP as we describe it. This way we can rank, fundamentally, how strong all the animals are and what it will take to kill them.
In my opinion, the marsupial ape is a little and would have a significantly lower amount of hit points than, say, the great hippopotamus. And the African elephant is maybe lower than the hippo. What would you say?
I think the African elephant is such a fascinating specimen. Did you know their skin is 2.5 centimeters thick?
Well, I tell you what.
What?
Sometimes it feels like my skin's 2.5 centimeters thick. I think that's why I live the life that I do, and I bare-knuckle box with animals for fun. I think that maybe sometimes my imagination runs wild, and I start to question what it would feel like to punch a hyena in the face.
And of course, if you'd like to see the video footage of that, you can sign up to our Patreon.
Ooh. Ooh.
Welcome back
Ooh.
to this Halloween special of the Simon and Alex Show podcast. For extra scariness, this is being recorded on the evening of Halloween.
Yeah, it's dark outside. It's
Yeah.
only like 6 o'clock, but it's dark outside.
Mm-hmm. Now, you may call this ill preparation. So, Alex, we watched Halloween this week.
Yeah, did we? Was that this week?
Yes, we watched
Feels
Halloween.
like ages
this week.
ago.
Yes. I don't know. Some people haven't had time to record.
Yeah, I know. I'm a busy boy. But yeah, we watched Halloween this week.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Good film.
It's a very good film.
I'm planning an escape house at the minute. That's why Simon's going to go off, edit this, and then whilst he's doing that, I'm going to set up the escape house, and then depending on how long it takes him to finish it,
Yes.
I can't imagine it'll take more than an hour. We might watch Halloween 2. Well, the 2018 Halloween
Yeah.
tonight.
There are a lot of Halloween movies. So
Yeah.
we're apparently watching the only two good ones.
Apparently, yeah. According to Jake.
Yes. The actual resident film expert in the house. You'd think with two people that have a film podcast that one of us would be the best to talk about films with. It's not. Jake should have his own podcast.
Yeah.
That's what we really need the podcast to.
What, the Jake podcast?
Yeah.
Or should we call it Jake Should Have His Own Podcast? And that'll be me and you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It won't even be
He's not allowed as a guest on it. Halloween. Another film by John Carpenter. The third film we've watched in this show, directed by John Carpenter.
Okay.
Yes.
Now the challenge is me having to guess which films we watched that had John Carpenter.
Yes.
The Thing.
That's correct.
The Good, Bad and the Ugly.
Nope. Sergio Leone. That's one.
Oh, The Thing. Escape New York.
That's it.
And
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
Yes. The one we're talking about. This is a movie about the actor from Shrek going around and just killing babysitters.
Yeah.
Or
But as long as they've got their breasts out.
yeah, we did notice that everyone who took their top off in this film got killed.
There's a story there. If you're in a film and you take your top off, then
I think
you're going to die.
I think this is actually a fairly common thing in particularly 80s horror movies.
Yeah.
Where it comes from the sort of like
Why don't we
highly...
watch more 80s horror movies?
Yeah?
I'd be down for that.
Oh, sure. You mean like Alien, right?
No.
Well, The Thing.
No.
Sorry, have I not been giving enough 80s horror movies recently?
Well, yeah, there is something that you mentioned that Halloween has the Thing and Escape New York didn't really.
Yeah.
If just top films with topless women, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So what I was going to say is, like horror movies from around that time, they tend to have scenes where any characters that like have sex on screen, or like take the top off, or any kind of promiscuous activity, they get punished by being killed by the serial killer or whatever. That tends to come from like, I feel it's like a strong religious thing from around the time.
Yeah.
Where it's sort of a warning to all you kids watching this scary movie. Don't have the sex.
So for everyone who has complained that religion hasn't done enough good things for us, we get topless scenes in 80s horror movies, guys. Come on.
So your criticism with The Orphanage,
Yeah.
was that it seemed like it could never happen to you, even though I'm pretty sure all the things that happen in that film are entirely possible.
It's like dead children from hundreds of years ago coming
Yeah, I
back
know,
to
but
life.
she's just seeing things. That's the point.
Okay.
I feel...
I can't see things. I can't picture things.
Okay, true. I've had a few more days to think about this film, and I have been thinking about this film, just so it like sets in more.
Yeah.
And I can sort of understand why both of my parents say that it's had an impact on them after watching it.
The Orphanage or
Yeah, The Orphanage.
Oh, okay.
And I suppose it's just once you've had kids, there is a fear of just losing them like that, and especially with it being her fault at the end that the kid got locked in the basement.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where that sort of fear comes from.
Yeah, but we don't have kids.
We don't have kids. So yeah, that's why at first we were pretty dismissive of the film, and I can absolutely see where they're coming from.
Well, what's it now? 6 months?
About 6 months we've been doing
6 months, and you'll have your own little baby boy.
What?
Oh, did I not tell you? Simon, I'm expecting.
I'm expecting me to cut this out. It was pretty goofy.
It was fun.
It was very fun.
No, it was goofy because we watched it and there were 4 guys watching it, just laughing and joking throughout the whole film.
Well, I don't see
That's
how
why
else
it
you
was
can watch
goofy.
it. I don't think it's particularly scary. I can imagine it would be back in the 80s, but it just seems...
No, it wasn't scary because we kept taking ourselves out of the film and make jokes.
Yeah.
Mainly about Shrek.
Mostly about Shrek, because you happen to have a similar name. Mike Myers was 15 when this film came out, so it is just a coincidence they have the same name, right?
He was 15.
Yeah, I think so.
He was like a man, wasn't he?
I mean Mike Myers, the actor, not Michael Myers, the character.
Okay, how old was the character?
23 according to the credits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he wasn't called Michael Myers in the
No,
credits.
he was called The Shape.
Yeah.
Always gets called Michael Myers. Why is it never The Shape, if that's what...
He has
The
a name,
character's called.
Simon.
Hmm?
He has a name, you can use that.
Yeah, but then why bother using The Shape at all?
Maybe he isn't Michael Myers.
Ooh. I think the one, scary thing about it was just him hiding, in plain sight, in the background of a bunch of shots. That was pretty well done, I would say.
Scariest part for me would be when the little kid was telling the babysitter, Sarah Jessica Parker or whatever her name is.
No, that's a completely different actress.
What's her name?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So the kid sees Mike Myers,
Yes.
and then he's telling the babysitter, Jamie Lee Curtis, that he's seen this guy, this boogeyman or whatever he's called.
Yeah,
Boogeyman. And she just didn't believe him. And then when she looked, he was gone. That would terrify me.
Yeah.
The thought of being a child, seeing somebody that you're terrified of, telling an adult, and then they either don't believe you or they look and he's gone.
Yeah. That's because then you just feel completely on your own. If no one's believing you when you know you've seen something terrifying.
Yeah.
I love how Jake was terrified at even the smallest things or noises, or when he thought he saw something that wasn't there. He was all over the place. It's fun to watch a horror movie with Jake.
Jake physically braces himself.
Yeah.
Jake won't watch a film and then get a shock, then react from that. Jake will physically brace himself when he thinks, he'll put his legs up on the chair, he'll have his hands on the armrests, and he'll be closing his eyes but peeking through his eyelids, as if the film poses some kind of real world threat to him.
Yeah. You like the noises he makes,
We shit on Jake way too much in
I
this
know.
podcast.
But it's so easy to. Overall, that was a very fun movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Halloween, the 2018 one.
Yeah. I don't like movies that just reuse the same name.
Yeah.
Like The Thing and The Thing.
Or Cars and Cars 2.
That's not... No, it's a different name if you slap a 2 on the end of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean the
reboots.
exact
You
same
mean
thing.
reboots?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not a reboot, it's a sequel. So why is it... Same with The Thing, it's a prequel to The Thing.
We had a radio show called The Simon and Alex Show, and then we created a very similar podcast called The Simon and Alex Show.
The Simon and Alex Show
rebooted
podcast.
We rebooted it and just called it The Simon and Alex Show.
No, we did another season. It's the same thing.
And then we're back on air now.
Yeah, and that's
we're
the
called The
Simon
Simon and
and
Alex Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we were back on the radio yesterday.
We did. Yeah, it was fun.
Completely different environment to recording.
Well, yeah, because this is our house.
That's true.
And the
we're not
radio
in a
station's the radio station.
studio. But also, we record these late in the evening. We've got fairy lights all around the room.
Oh, I was saying to Simon on air,
Yeah.
I feel like we can probably recap topics that we've talked about on air.
Sure.
Because if you didn't listen, then there's no chance that you can ever find out what we said because we're not recording the radio shows anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
But I was saying it's really difficult to get the podcast going because, I was just sat minding my own business, and Simon came downstairs and he said, "We have to record right now."
Yes.
It's like, okay, like I have 2 minutes to like rile myself up to a state where I can sit and talk on a podcast.
Yeah.
And that's like all the time I have to prep. Whereas the radio show, we have like a half hour where we'll walk to the stage, like the station. We'll sit when we're in there, we'll chat. So it's like time that I can get ready and get mentally prepped. Whereas the podcast, it's difficult. It's like we have to feel like we're in the mood to record.
Yeah. I think with the radio, once you just started, you don't have any other option. You can't be like, "Oh, let's edit this out later. We need time to think of what to say." You can't. You are live. People are listening to you, supposedly.
We didn't feel the need that we need prompts. We never use prompts.
Yeah.
We might one day.
Yeah.
But I feel like we can, when we're playing the songs on the radio, we'll just discuss what we're going to chat about next.
Yeah, we never have anything to say, but we always talk about something.
Yeah. Well, it is Halloween.
It is Halloween.
What is your deepest and darkest, most inmost, terrifying fear? What scares you the most?
What
like,
scares me the
to
most?
Core.
If you're expecting me to say something like spiders or snakes or something, like something tangible, no.
Okay.
I feel just being completely and utterly isolated from everyone. Like, obviously we're in lockdown right now.
You loved lockdown.
Yeah, no. But I'm fine in lockdown because I can do all my work and stuff perfectly fine from in the house.
Yeah.
But I also have you guys in the house to talk to, and I've got my friends online that I can talk to anytime. If I was just on my own, no way to contact anyone, that terrifies me.
Okay.
So basically, spiders. Yeah. Ooh, hate spiders. How about yourself, Alex? Have you got anything more fun than my answer?
Me, I'm going to say if you'd asked me about 4 months ago, I'd have probably said like birds or something.
Yeah. I've never got you being scared of birds.
Women just terrify me.
No, that's fair. Okay.
No, winged birds. With beaks
What, you mean like
and claws. Yeah.
What kind of girls are you hanging out with?
Seagulls terrify me.
Yeah?
But
they're harmless.
I've never been terrified of anything really until when, I don't know what episode it was. It was the episode with Cat Lake.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm saying Lake. She's your sister.
I know. I say Cat Lake too. I never say that to her, but it's funny.
We're watching Hamilton, and I told the story about going onto the loch with the kayaks.
Yes.
I have never experienced, like, waking up in terror, like, until that happened. Like,
really?
Like, for about a week after that happened, for those of you who didn't listen to that episode, listen. Pause right now and go listen.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm not going to reward you by filling you in on what happened.
No. You've got to find this out for yourself.
No, so what happened was I bought kayaks. We took them out in the loch, went for a swim. Kayaks drifted away, struggled, like, swam to try and get back to shore, and thought I was going to drown. So I, like, kind of gave up, sank to the bottom, but it was only 3 foot deep.
Yeah.
So I've never woke up from, like, a dream, like, with fear.
Yes.
Until that happened. And for like a week after that, like, every night I was waking up with that feeling of being so close to the shore and knowing that I'm so close and there's people on the shore.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that I can, like, I've run out of energy. There's nothing I can do to get back. So I guess the fear of being put just in the middle of a vast body of water.
Yeah. Well, is it drowning or just like
it's that
the bit before the drowning part?
If no matter how hard you try, it's not the drowning. Yeah. It's just that fear of knowing that there's nothing you can do to save yourself. Like, it doesn't matter how good of a swimmer you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long you can hold your breath for. You are going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not so much the dying part. It's just that
you have to come to terms.
I hate feeling useless. I hate feeling like there's nothing I can do, especially when I'm so close to other people who could have saved me if I'd given them any warning or if they even suspected that anything was wrong. So I guess a crippling fear of being just plonked in the middle of the ocean, I guess.
Well, so you're afraid of suffering the consequences of your actions?
No, that's not what I said.
No, but it's what was actually said, because you got yourself into that situation. You came ill prepared for that. You had the life jackets nearby, but they were on the boat. You didn't wear them.
Yeah, that's not my.
That's
not a consequence of my actions.
Yeah,
though.
You chose not to put that life jacket on, and in this,
yeah, but
you
because
thought you were going to die because you didn't.
If I had the life jacket on, the boat would have still floated away.
So, if you got a life jacket on, that's a lot more help to get back to the boat, or failing that, get to shore.
Yeah,
I think your fear is your renowned luck running out.
No, I'm not afraid of that. My fear is being stranded in the middle of the ocean. Or just close enough to shore where I feel like giving up would be futile, but there is nothing I can do to get to shore.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're about to have another special guest.
Jake.
Hello,
say
Jake.
Hello. We have been slandering your good name on this week's podcast.
That's true. As usual.
Yeah, I mean, after you made up all those lies about me going out and partying,
Lies?
Like 3 or 4
Yeah,
parties,
sure,
just
cool.
making you out to be some party animal.
You're off your party, yeah?
What?
Shut the door on us. Well, there he goes. Party animal Jake. Or perhaps he's cooking something. I'm not entirely sure.
So yeah, on that note, thank you for listening to all 25 episodes of the podcast if you have.
Thank you for listening to this one at the very least.
Don't feel pressured to listen back to them. We will be releasing more, hopefully with better content than this dribble.
We cannot end so no. We've
It's Halloween.
yes.
We can end on the most depressing note we want.
I suppose. But the reason we watch scary things, Alex, is so the feeling afterwards, after you've experienced a scary thing and you're okay, you need that uplift afterwards.
How we can't do an uplifting thing.
We can.
It's just going to feel forced.
It's not forced.
I'm telling you right now, if we end this on a high, it's going to be forced. Why don't I just have no energy?
Okay.
I'm trying mountain biking. I've hurt my elbow.
Yeah,
I've got
I
it
can
in like
see
a
that.
little Velcro.
It appears in the latest Instagram picture of us.
We didn't talk about that on the radio, but yeah, try to get into mountain biking. Hurt my elbow. Just because it's something to do. Gets the old adrenaline pumping. Real quick, if you've even managed to make it this far, congrats if you have. But we need a new name for the podcast. We're going to do a bit of rebranding. So we're going to keep the Simon and Alex show for the radio show. And we need a new name for the podcast. So if you want to give your suggestions, then drop us a message on our Instagram. It's the Simon and Alex show. I think that's what it's called. Simon's f***ed off, so I have no clue what our Instagram is. Twitter, again, I think it's the Simon and Alex show. I manage the Twitter, so if you message us and you don't get a reply, I can't really be bothered. And then we have an email, the Simon and Alex show @gmail.com. So we've checked that about twice since setting that up. So probably Instagram would be best. But just give us ideas about what to do. I was thinking like little and large, that kind of thing. Simon doesn't like that. He's coming down the stairs now. I think he's got a guitar. No, Hello.
Alex,
Yeah.
I thought of a decent way to end what is the final film podcast.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you gonna sing to me?
No. I did fetch my guitar from upstairs.
Yeah.
You'll see why in a second.
Okay.
So, from both me and Alex, thank you very much for listening to the Simon and Alex Show podcast.
What was that?
That's our theme tune.
Is it? I thought it was the good, the bad, and the ugly thing.
No.